You know, you see dolphin acts in theme parks like Hershey Park all over the country. And wherever you see a dolphin act, you're sure to see dolphin trainers, too. Oh, sure, take my arm off, fine. Just playing. Tonight we're going to Busch Gardens in Tampa to meet a husband and wife dolphin training team. And the interesting thing is that the dolphins they train are husband and wife, too, in a sense. We're going to find out about these two couples who, after 10 years, have become very fast friends. Although dolphins are born in the wild every day, performing dolphins almost never give birth. Ron and Joan Blaylock have been working shows with the same two dolphins for 10 years, and they assumed their dolphins would never breed. And that's why everyone thought it was such an amazing coincidence when 4 months after Ron and Joan had their first child, they discovered that their female dolphin was about to give birth too. How about a big hand for Mickey? When they got married back in 1972, Ron and Joan never imagined that they would be dolphin trainers. They both loved animals, but made their living as entertainers. She as a dancer, he as a part-time comedian, part-time musician. One day, a man from a company that provides marine animal shows to theme parks saw Ron's act.
He went through that area looking for people that were entertainers. He wanted to teach them to be dolphin trainers for the show aspect.
So Ron and Joan got an offer to be dolphin trainers.
We thought, hey, this is great. We'll try this for a year, something we've never done, something to tell our kids and grandkids about. We got into it, and we got attached to the animals, and now we've been here 11 years.
Those 11 years have been spent with the same two dolphins, Lady and Pepper.
We haven't really thought of them as animals, really, or performers. We always have felt like this is just a family to us.
Having dolphins as part of the family is fine, but Ron and Joan began to think about a human addition to their family.
We've been talking about family for years, but when we started out, we were traveling a lot. Every 6 months we were moving, and we just couldn't see dragging a baby around like that.
So Ron put in for a transfer to a permanent position at Busch Gardens in Tampa. It was there that Lady and Pepper acquired the stage names of Mick and Bud. And after 2 years in Tampa, Ron and Joan had their first child, Carla.
It was pretty exciting to us. It was our first, and we were pretty emotional about it.
Here, this is your boy. That's Daddy. Here we go.
Ron and Joan set up a nursery backstage so that one parent could watch Carla while the other did the show. And things went back to normal, or so it seemed, because no one knew that Bud and Mick had followed Ron and Joan's lead and that Mick was pregnant.
And she has shown no signs of being pregnant at all. She's always been a big animal. You're around her every day, so you really don't notice her growing or swelling, and she didn't swell that much.
And Ron had no reason to suspect that Mick was pregnant, since performing dolphins seldom get pregnant. Apparently, this is because they're busy, not because they're captive, since births among non-performing captive dolphins are fairly common. It's also very rare for a dolphin to give birth without another female dolphin being nearby, because incredible as it seems, dolphins use midwives.
Once a female's pregnant, she'll select a midwife that goes through pregnancy, and during birth, one or two of the females stand by to help the mother out.
Hey, gang! So when Ron came into work by himself on November 30th, 1981, he put Bud and Mick through their 12 o'clock show, still unaware that Mick would give birth that afternoon.
At 1 o'clock, I came out to set the stage, put their fish out. I looked down, and here's a little flipper sticking out. And it was a total shock.
Very soon, Ron had people calling veterinarians, scuba divers, photographers, and of course, he made sure that someone called Joan.
The phone rang. Ron had a show operator call me. He said, well, your husband wanted me to call you and tell you that your dolphin is having a baby. And I said, is she giving birth right now? And he said, oh, I don't know. He just said to call you and tell you that she's going to have a baby. And I didn't want to take any chances. So Carl and I just grabbed our things and ran out the door barefoot. We jumped in the car, raced over, and we got here in time.
Meanwhile, the Busch Gardens camera crew had arrived in time to document the event.
But we were just keeping our fingers crossed, praying the whole time she was in labor for that little guy. It was a pretty emotional moment when he finally hopped to the surface and started to take a breath and start swimming. Mom right behind him, helping him along.
It's breathing!
Being mammals, dolphins need air. But baby dolphins aren't quite sure where to get it. In the wild, mother dolphins use their midwives to make sure that the newborn dolphin is repeatedly brought to the surface to breathe. But Mick had to handle this one by herself.
It was so exciting. And and I was so nervous. I was really concerned for Nikki. Well, I guess I was concerned for both of them, but she was the one that I had first in my mind, if she was going to be okay. It was such an emotional experience.
Yeah, the excitement was even probably equal to when I had just gone through delivery with our baby 4 months before. And the excitement was there all over again. I hadn't come back down to earth again from our child. And all of a sudden, here we're going through another labor and delivery. That's our baby.
Until they reach the age of 2, life is very uncertain for young dolphins, as it is for any infant. But at 1 month, the baby was swimming circles around its mother. And by the time it was 2, the baby had acquired the name Nilo. And Dad was teaching his son to play ball. Now that Nilo is 5 months old, Ron says that the most remarkable part of Nilo's birth may be that it proves that conditions are right at Busch Gardens for Bud and Mick to start a family.
Well, there's several things I think that prompted the dolphin's birth. The fact that they're in a nice large tank now, larger than they've ever been used to. They haven't been moved every 6 months. They know they're in one location and they can relax and be themselves.
Nilo still has some distance to go until he's 2 and out of the age of jeopardy. Until then, Ron and Joan are keeping their fingers crossed and hoping Bud and Mick will have more offspring. But Joan says that Ron's already making plans to work Nilo and Carla into the act.
Ron says that as soon as Carla is big enough and coordinated enough, that he's going to build a little bitty jump stand and have a little bitty hurdle and a teeny-tiny hoop, and that Carla's going to stand right out here next to her daddy, and Nilo's going to jump through the hoop and over the hurdle. We'll see.
Well, no matter what happens, it looks like both families will have a lot to share in the years to come.